Hi everyone, Annette Kessler here with a new video tutorial, and today I'm going to teach you how to paint skies, blue skies, on art journal pages or scrapbook layouts. I'm going to show you two methods. So the first one, I'm using gelatos. Gelatos are especially water-based crayons that react with water. So you see I'm spreading them all over my art journal page and then spritzing them with water, and with a brush spreading them around the page like paint. I'm going to put a link to gelatos in the description if you want to get them. They're really cool to work with. So what I'm going to do is add a few layers of those on my page. So the most important thing is, if you want to work with layers, you need to dry each layer before you add the next one. So once this is dry, I keep on adding more and more strips and sections of this gelato and spreading it with my finger, which is wet, or with a wet brush. And this is building the layers of the blue colors, the blue gelatos, the crayons on my page. Now the reason I'm using my fingers is because I'm spreading the paint or the crayons in a circular motion, and that will look like clouds. So what I'm creating is a blue sky with blue clouds. And don't forget to let each of the layers dry before you add the next one. If you don't have a heat tool, then you can just leave it in the air to dry for a few minutes. So I'm keep on adding more and more layers of this blue color and of the lighter blue. So I'm using two shades of blue and mixing them together. I want the edges of my paper to be darker than the center, so I'm adding more of the dark color on the outside. And I keep on using my fingers in a circular motion to make the sky. So it's starting to look like skies, and I'm going to dry this layer and then add sprays. I'm going to put a link to the sprays as well. These are ink sprays. They're basically liquid color that you can spray on your page. They're very liquid, and I just want to dry them where they are and have blobs of color on my art journal page. So I'm spraying and then drying and then adding more of the crayons with my finger in a circular motion, mixing everything together and creating more of this cloud shapes. And you can keep doing that until you're happy with the result. Just keep on adding sprays and crayons, and don't forget to dry the layers in between. So I'm just keep on adding more and more color until I'm happy with the result. And if everything becomes too dry, then just spritz it with a little bit of water to wet everything again, to wet the last layer that you're working on. So just keep on doing that until you're happy with the way everything looks. And I want to show you how the page looks at the end. But first, another cool trick that you can do with sprays after you finish adding all the gelatos, after you were happy with whatever background you created with the circular motion and the cloud shapes, is you can create sort of raindrops with the sprays. So I've added a few stencils, and then I'm going to spray on the top of the page and then tilt it so the spray runs down on the page, and then it will look like raindrops. So that's another really cool thing that you can add when you make sky, when you create sky on your page. You can keep on adding more of those drops until you're happy, and then dry them where they are so they won't keep on running. And I want to show you how the page looks when it's done. It's really cool. It looks like sky. By the way, when you make this technique, you never know where the drops are gonna fall. So there's that. If you have problems with not controlling the process, then you will have to get over it, because sometimes it falls where you don't want it, sometimes it falls where you do want it. So all those drops are kind of unpredictable, but that's part of the fun. So here's the final page. I think it looks really cool. Definitely has a sky feeling to it with all the drops and the cloud shapes. So the next technique is a little bit easier, and you can do it on a scrapbook page. I'm starting with a just blank piece of paper, and again I'm going to use the gelatos to create my landscape. So I'm going to do like a sand version or a sand dune first with the yellow shades, and then I'm going to add my blue shades and make the sky. We're talking about sky here. So, and this time, instead of wetting the paper with a spritzer, I'm using a baby wipe to wet the gelatos and spread them around my page. Because it's a scrapbook page, I don't want it to be too wet, so I am using just a baby wipe to pick up the color and spread it around the page. If you want more control, then you can just pick up the color like I'm doing. I'm spritzing the gelatos on my mat and then picking it with the baby wipe and adding it to my page. There is more control this way, and the spreading of the paint looks a little bit better. A little bit of green with the blue and yellow together, and again add it in a circular motion so it will look like you have clouds on your page. And when you use different amount of paint or of color, then you get really nice sky like this. Of course, you have to dry it before you continue to work on your page, and I want to show you how the page looks when it's finished. So I really hope you like this tutorial. I want to please ask you to subscribe to my channel and click on the little bell icon to be notified when I upload a new video, so you won't miss anything and you'll be able to follow all my tutorials and make all the projects. So I'm adding a little bit more of a strong blue color, so it will be the sea. So the sea and the sky will look almost as one. So this is how the page looks at the end. I really hope you like this tutorial and that you'll make your blue sky wherever you can. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next time.